My name is Alice Alberts. I'm a professional triathlete focused on 70.3 and Ironman distance. And this year I'm going after the Pro Series and ending my year with 2 world champs. I had a really active childhood, 2 active parents and 2 older brothers who I was always chasing around and trying to keep up with. I played like every sport in the book. And then after college, I went to nursing school to become a nurse practitioner. And yeah, I was really stressed. So I took up running, and I was running every day, and my friends convinced me to do a marathon because of all the miles I was putting in my legs. I did my first marathon at the end of 2016, and I was instantly hooked. I just loved it. I loved the concept of endurance sports and seeing how long your body can go and really pushing yourself for a really long time. During COVID, my husband and I started biking together a lot and got in our heads that it would be a good idea to do an Ironman. So we signed up for that in January 2021 for a race that was going to be in June. Started coaching with Natasha Vandermerva of NVDM Coaching. She is still my coach to this day. Went on to, I guess, completely surprised myself, maybe not Natasha or my husband, and won my first Ironman that I did in June that year. I was super shocked and super hooked, so had to do another one to see if I could back that up. So did my second Ironman in October, a few months later, and yeah, I won that one again, and kind of blown away by how much I enjoyed it, and just knew it was something I wanted to keep doing. When I did my first Ironman, I wasn't expecting to be able to go pro, and honestly, racing as a pro had never even gone through my head. I don't think I really even knew it was an option, let alone a career choice. But my husband believed that I could do this and I could make this my career, but I don't know if I had convinced myself yet. So he was always the one being like, yeah, when you turn pro or when you go professional and make this your job, and I would kind of laugh along and go with it, but I never actually thought it was like a possibility or something I could do. So I did my second Ironman and actually qualified for my pro card by a different means. So I had now qualified 2 different ways, which I guess for most would make you feel like you're ready to turn pro, but I still didn't feel ready. So I went on and I competed in the World Champs as an age grouper. And qualified a 3rd way to turn pro at that race. So I think finally, it sounds a little absurd, but after qualifying 3 different ways to be pro, I'd finally convinced myself that I was, I don't know, worthy or good enough to race professional. So decided to turn pro shortly after World Champs in May 2022. My first race as a professional was Lake Placid, and honestly it went horribly. I had a really bad race. I really didn't have that much fun, and I had just left my job 3 days prior, and I very much was questioning my decision and whether this was a good idea, whether I should have left my career as a nurse practitioner that I'd worked really hard, honestly, to obtain, and was a lot of my identity to go on this wild, wild adventure. So that race hurt. That race hurt my confidence. And it was hard for me to then build up to my next race, if I'm being honest. I raced Ironman Arizona later that year and came 5th. And although that result, I knew I could have done better, I think that was the best part. I had a decent result in a pro field. I had fun again, and I knew I could do better. So I went into 2023 excited to give my first full year as a pro. I sort of in my mind just like washed out the end of 2022 and went into 2023 with like a fresh start. This is my new career. This is my job. Trying to, again, convince myself that I can do this. And I think that starting my career in that way with a tough race was really good for me because it meant I'd experienced that low. I knew that life went on, and I still had incredible support around me, from my husband, from my coach, from my family. Regardless of how my professional results went, I knew that I was still really happy with this career change. So when I went into Lake Placid in 2023, I really didn't have expectations for myself. I knew I'd had a bad race before, and whatever happened, happened. And I think that's one of the reasons I was able to race with so much freedom, as weird as that sounds, and just kind of enjoy the day and let what happened happen. And I won that race. It was my first professional win, and that, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry now, shoot. That day, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I'll always remember that day.
He was an Practitioner who took a gamble on triathlon going pro. Alice Athletic Brewing Company Ironman Lake Placid Champion. Alice, you are an Ironman.
Two of my goals when I turned professional were to win a race as a professional athlete and also to qualify and race at a world championship as a professional. Lake Placid gave me both of these opportunities. I won a professional race, and I also qualified for Kona for later in 2023. And then I actually decided not to race Kona. I wanted more experience. So I went on to race Ironman Maryland later that year, which I'm super happy I did. I was able to win that race as well. And from that win, I actually qualified for World Championships in 2024 in Nice, which I will be racing this coming September. And I'm feeling really ready and feeling really confident. My goal is always to just come out of it knowing I gave it my absolute all. And that's not just on race day, that's all the training I do leading up to the race and the recovery I focus on leading up to the race, the sleep I get, the food I eat, just to be really zoned in and make sure that I give it my all because I've, made this decision to make this my career, and why not go all in and give it everything I had. That being said, my big scary goal is to win Nice. I don't think that it'll ever really sink in that this is my life and this is my job and this is what I get to do. I am still shocked daily that I get to just, train for triathlon every day as my job. Of course, there's days where I wake up and I'm feeling unmotivated and I don't want to do this, but then I kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture and I'm like, how lucky am I? How cool is this? What a wild ride, and I get to be a part of it.